Hi there and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's dive into today's top stories. Pundit says Mikel Arteta has completely transformed £50 million player at Arsenal. Speaking on the Game Football podcast, Tony Cascarino has been discussing the job Arteta has done at Arsenal, and he's noted one player who he believes has seriously improved under the Spaniard's tutelage. Cascarino spoke about how Mikel Arteta has improved his players, highlighting Ben White as a player he believes has transformed. He said the following: "It goes back to my point about Man United and Sancho and the players not improving. You are seeing at Arsenal that the players are improving. I think Ben White is a far better player than he was when he first signed for Arsenal, and I think Saliba has improved." Not only has Ben White improved at Arsenal, he is completely changed as a player. At Brighton, White was a ball-playing centre-back in a back three, but at Arsenal, he is a marauding right-back who is just as useful going forward as he is at the back. Arteta hasn't just made White into a better player, he's made him into a different player altogether. The England international has undoubtedly been one of the best right-backs in the Premier League this season, and Arteta deserves a lot of credit for the work he has done with White. Mikel Arteta shares what Declan Rice did in a preseason that convinced him about Arsenal move. Declan Rice has been one of the stars of the show for Arsenal this season after his mega money move to the club last summer. The England midfielder has proven any doubters wrong by consistently delivering for the Gunners and being one of the standout players of the season. Indeed, Rice came in at second in the Football Writers' Players of the Year awards last night, behind England teammate Phil Foden. And speaking about Rice in his presser today, Mikel Arteta has shared what the midfielder told him very early on in the preseason that left the Gunners' boss in no doubt. Speaking in his press conference ahead of facing Bournemouth this weekend, Arteta admitted Rice has told him something in the preseason that set the tone. He said the following: "He's been great, he's had such an impact from day one. It's not easy when you come from a club that you've been at for a long time, but he settled really good. It's a great group, and I think they have been really supportive with him as well. There are players that just come in and glide and become part of it straight away. I remember a conversation I had with him when we were still in the US in a preseason, and he was with us for 8-9 days, and he said, 'It feels like I have been here for 2 years.' That's a good sign." Rice has been nothing short of outstanding for Arsenal all season, and if they do win the title, they can point to his signing as being the most pivotal piece of business they did. A lot is spoken about when it comes to mentality of players, and clearly Rice has that about him and has done from the get-go. Crystal Palace now want to sign another £30 million Arsenal player, as well as Eddie Nketiah. Eddie Nketiah is a player expected to be on the list of a number of clubs, with the Crystal Palace among the teams keen on the striker. However, it's not just Nketiah who Palace reportedly want to sign, with Oliver Glasner also looking at landing one of Arsenal's midfield players. According to a report from Football Transfers today, Palace are considering a move for Gunners midfielder Nelson. The 24-year-old has had another season of being on the fringes of things, and with first-team football needed at his age, a summer switch could be on the cards. Football Transfer reports how Arsenal will look to bring in around £30 million for Nelson if they do decide to sell him. Palace, meanwhile, are looking for new players, with both Michael Olise and Eber Ease potentially on the move this summer. Mikel Arteta is looking to bring in new faces over the summer, and with £30 million each for Nelson and Nketiah potentially coming in, that gives the Gunners £60 million to go directly towards FFP matters. Nelson could well see a move to Palace as ideal right now. Oliver Glasner's arrival has signaled a shift in the dynamic at Selhurst Park. Now he is 24, and with another season of doing relatively little under his belt, the time has surely come for Reece Nelson to move on from the Emirates. A move to Palace wouldn't be the worst decision either, especially if Is or Olas do go. It would give Nelson the chance to really stake his claim at being a regular Premier League starter and show those at Arsenal what they are missing. Of course, the deal will need to make sense for everyone involved, but with little game time, Arteta wanting further new faces, and Palace on the up, the time might well be now. Pundit says gifted Arsenal player has improved so much recently. It's no coincidence that Arsenal's upturn in form has coincided with a serious improvement from Kai Havertz. And speaking on the Game Football podcast, Tony Cascarino has noted just how much Havertz has improved recently. Cascarino spoke about Havertz and how he has improved lately. He said, Chelsea fans weren't moaning or complaining at all. He is one of those players who's hard to pigeonhole in a position. You have to say he is technically very gifted, he is reliable, he is a moment player where every now and then he can remind you how good he can be. He's improved over the season. In the early months at Arsenal, we saw the Chelsea player that the Chelsea fans witnessed, but what's happened in recent weeks is he is just come up a level. Kai Havertz has been an enigma of a player for a long time. The German has shown glimpses of quality for years at Chelsea, playing in all sorts of different roles, but he could never quite find the right level of consistency or a position to call his own. Now, though, Havertz seems to have found the right role and he is playing with serious confidence for the first time in a long time. Kai Havertz has been unlocked and we are excited for what the future holds for the German at the Emirates. Bayern Munich shortlist Arsenal player as potential replacement of outgoing star. Arsenal left-back Alexander Zinchenko is being targeted by European giants Bayern Munich. The Champions League semi-finalists are planning ahead of a potential departure of their key player. Left-back Alphonso Davies is rumored to be leaving the Bundesliga club to join La Liga leaders Real Madrid. According to Football Transfers, the Bundesliga club views Zinchenko as a possible replacement of the Canadian international. Arsenal appear willing to sell, but they are not willing to do so at a low price. Several reports claim that Real Madrid have already begun negotiations with Davis, and there are whispers that the player is close to reaching a deal with Los Blancos. The asking price the Gunners have set for the Ukrainian international is 45 million euros. Since his move from Manchester City, Zinchenko has been a key player for Mikel Arteta's Arsenal team. The player has adapted well to the manager's playing style by helping the Gunners in midfield and in chance creation while playing as a left back. Zinchenko's attacking ability is a key asset for the Gunners, and his passing through the lines is something the Gunners value highly. However, he has a habit of losing focus while defending at times, and his defending has been heavily criticized. Bayern Munich are not the only club monitoring the Gunners' left back at the moment. Newcastle United are also reportedly interested in signing the former Man City fullback, who has 2 years left on his current Arsenal deal. Arteta would have to make a decision this summer, either to offer a new contract to the player or sell him for a good price. The Gunners are keen to make changes this summer, and another signing from Man City, Gabriel Jesus, could be on his way out of the club, with Arsenal reportedly looking to sell him. The North London club is prepared to show ruthlessness in the transfer market, not only in terms of incoming but also outgoings. Arsenal now willing to pay £51 million for Bonia Striker. According to Tutto Juve, Arsenal are ready to pay £51 million to sign Joshua Zirkzee from Bologna this summer. The former Bayern Munich man has been on fire in Serie A this season, proving himself to be a very complete striker this term, and he could be just what the doctor ordered at Arsenal. However, getting this deal done won't be easy. TBR sources have suggested that Juventus are likely to make a move for Zirkzee this summer if they hire Thiago Motta as their new manager, while Bayern Munich have a buyback clause to re-sign Zirkzee this summer should they wish to. Arsenal are ready to pay big money to sign Zirkzee in the summer, but whether or not they can actually sign him remains to be seen. With Juventus and Bayern Munich also in the race, Arsenal may struggle to get this one over the line. Zirkzee is much more familiar with Serie A and the Bundesliga than he is with the Premier League, and he would be making a much safer bet if he were to join Juve or Bayern. That said, with Dusan Vlahovic and Harry Kane leading the respective lines at Juventus and Bayern Munich, Zirkzee's best chance of regular first-team football may well be at Arsenal, especially as Gabriel Jesus seems to have gone backwards this season. Zirkzee is a wanted man, and it will be interesting to see where he ends up this summer. 23-goal star at the top of Mikel Arteta's Arsenal transfer wish list this summer. Arsenal are hoping to sign a quality striker at the end of the season, and they have identified Alexander Isak as a potential target. A report from The Independent claims that the 24-year-old Swedish international is at the top of Arsenal's transfer wish list. Newcastle are not keen on selling the player this summer, and it will be interesting to see if Arsenal can convince them to change their mind. The 24-year-old has been in impressive form this season, scoring 23 goals in all competitions. He could prove to be the ideal acquisition for Arsenal, who are in need of a reliable goal scorer. Gabriel Jesus scored just 4 goals in the league, and Arsenal will need to bring in an upgrade if they want to win major trophies. Isak could solve their goal scoring problems, and a move to Arsenal will be an exciting opportunity for him as well. The Swedish international will want to compete at the highest level and win major trophies. Arsenal will be able to provide him with the platform. Newcastle have an exciting project and the resources to put together a quality squad, but they are still in the rebuilding phase and they will not be able to compete for major trophies just yet. It remains to be seen whether Arsenal decide to test Newcastle's resolve with an offer in the summer. The Magpies must hold on to players like Isak if they want to compete in the highest level in the coming seasons. With that said, they will miss out on Champions League qualifications for the next season, and they might need to sell some players in order to balance the books they have spent freely in recent seasons. Apart from Isak, Bruno Guimaraes has been linked with the move away from the club as well. It wouldn't be any surprise if they decide to sell a key player in the coming weeks. As we wrap up today's Arsenal news, remember to stay tuned for daily updates right here on the channel. Don't miss out on the latest updates, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a like if you found this information valuable. Your support means the world to us. Thanks for watching, and until next time, peace out.